Hello, I was running a little bit behind, so I'm just letting everybody in all at once. And we have one more person who's trying to join. And as soon as she gets into the room, we'll get going. Start that. All right. Welcome to the 15th Annual Accessibility Fest. You are currently in the Texas ABLE session. And the presenter is Vanessa Goodson, and she is in the Educational Opportunities and Investment Division for the Texas Comptroller's Office with the Texas ABLE program. And so she's going to give us all the details and fill us up with information on Texas ABLE. Vanessa, take it away.
Thank you. Again, my name is Vanessa Goodson, so I'm with the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts, or Texas ABLE. So I'm going to be telling you a little bit about that today. So before we begin, I want to let everyone know, by all means, I'm not a tax advisor. I can't give you any legal, tax, financial, or benefit or investment advice. So please seek proper professional guidance in regards to those topics. I can only give you information in regards to Texas ABLE, but I can't guide you in regards to which investment and your benefits and things like that. So all the information about Texas ABLE today can be found in our program disclosure statement and participation agreement. So today I'm going to cover the history of what ABLE is. I'm going to cover the ABLE program basics. I'm going to go into the program highlights, including how to enroll, the savings and investment options, how to use and manage your own account, our prepaid debit card, and then some helpful resources. And then hopefully we'll have some time for some question and answers. Right? So the Federal ABLE Act, or Stephen Beck Achieving a Better Life Experience Act, was created by Stephen Beck, who is in the picture here. So he was looking for a way to save and still maintain his eligibility for his child, such as for public benefits. And so he and about, say, 10 parents lobbied for about 10 years to get this passed. So they did a lot of work to get this passed for us. It was finally passed in 2014. So that's the Federal ABLE Act. And what it did is it added the section 529A, A stands for ABLE, to the Internal Revenue Code and authorized each state to establish an ABLE program. So what that means is each state can establish an ABLE program. Some states accept out-of-state residents, some do not, such as Texas. Texas only accepts Texas residents, but you can easily move the funds in the account in between different states if you happen to move to different states. So we'll cover that later in the program. So what it did is it created a new savings option for individuals with disabilities to save money in a tax-advantaged account. So I'll kind of cover what that could be, to be used for qualified disability expenses. So we'll go over what those are and keep your eligibility for public benefits. So that's what it did. It created all those great things for you. So again, back in 2014. So what is an ABLE account? It is a tax-advantaged investment account for eligible individuals with disabilities. So now account funds are intended to supplement, not supplant, benefits provided through Medicaid, supplemental security income, SSI, and Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI. Now the beneficiary actually owns the account. So it's in the beneficiary's name, and they're only able to have one ABLE account per beneficiary. So you can have one in, say, Texas and have one in Ohio. Again, it is in the beneficiary's name, and you're only allowed to have one ABLE account. So there are many benefits of having an ABLE account. The first one being that they can save and keep eligibility or future eligibility for certain public benefits such as SSI and Medicaid. There's tax-free withdrawals if used for disability-related expenses, and that's part of that tax advantage that I mentioned. It gives financial independence for working individuals, peace of mind for family. It gives you the choice and control over your account. Anyone can contribute to the account, so it could be friends, family, or even special needs trusts. And again, it can be used in conjunction with a special needs trust. So it is a great option to save those stimulus payments you might have already received. So it's great to put them in this account. So to be eligible for an ABLE account, number one, the individual must be a resident in Texas. So again, they have to be a resident of Texas, and then they have to have developed their disability before the age of 26. So again, they can be younger or older when they apply. So they could be 2, they could be 46. It doesn't matter when they apply, but they have to have had that disability by the age of 26. And then they must meet one of the following criteria. Again, just one. They have to be eligible to receive SSI or SSDI, or have a condition listed on the Social Security Administration's list of compassionate allowances. So you can view the Social Security Administration's website. There is a link on our website as well, if you'd like to get to it from there. But you can review if you qualify through that avenue. It's really more of the rare disabilities is the compassionate allowances. So if you do qualify through there, that is one avenue. If not, if you don't qualify for the first two, you can do a self-certification. So what you would do is you would go to your physician and ask for a physician's diagnosis of that physical or mental impairment. Now, it's important to note those impairments must be marked severe limitation and can be expected to result in death or lasted or expected to last at least 12 months. Now, that is the federal law that gives us that definition. And again, all this information can be found on our website. And you can actually take an eligibility quiz to see if you qualify through that. So that's a quick way to see if you're eligible. So you go to texasable.org and you'll go and you'll click eligibility quiz. And that's a good way to see if you certify. See if you're eligible. So who can open the ABLE account? So it can actually be the eligible individual with the disability. As long as they're at least 18 years of age, they can open and manage their own Texas ABLE account. If they're not 18 or they're not able to manage their own account, they can actually establish an authorized legal representative, which we call an ALR. So I'll use that term later. Again, it's authorized legal representative. So that could be a parent, legal guardian, other fiduciary. For example, a trustee or agent acting under a power of attorney or representative payee. Now, we do have a limited power of attorney form on our website, so you can get that free of charge. You just go to resources and you can download a power of attorney. But again, it can be that eligible individual with a disability, or it can be that authorized legal representative that actually opens their own account. If a parent or legal guardian opens the ABLE account, and later that individual with disabilities is able to manage their own account, you can actually switch who's managing the account, and that individual can actually manage their own account at that time. So say that maybe they're underage and now they're 18 and they are able to manage their own account, they can actually do that once they're 18. So that's just a simple form on our website. We'll go over that shortly. So you can actually put up to $15,000 from any source in the ABLE account. So that's $15,000 a year. That is a huge savings. So before Texas ABLE came around, eligible individuals were only able to save up to $2,000 in their bank account. Now with the Federal ABLE Act, you can save up to $15,000 and not risk those public benefits. So you can save up to $100,000 lifetime maximum if SSI is consideration. Now it says 500 here, so I just want to identify the differences. So if you are on SSI, it's $100,000 is the max. So we'll cover that in a minute. You can actually save up to $500,000 if SSI is not a consideration. So it's $100,000 again if SSI is consideration max, and $500,000 if SSI is not a consideration. So that's the $15,000 per year up to that $100,000 or $500,000 mark, just depending on the circumstances. If you are employed, you can actually save up to $27,760 per year. So that's that $15,000 that I already mentioned from any source, plus an additional $12,760 of wages. Now, So some important SSI considerations. So account balances over $100,000 do count as a resource for SSI determination purposes. So at that $100,000 mark, any SSI monthly benefits are suspended, not terminated. Now, what that means is once it drops back down to $100,000, the account will be reactivated. That monthly benefit will be reactivated. So again, it's not terminated, but that's why it's very important to watch your account and just make sure you're not going over that $100,000 mark. Again, only if SSI is consideration. If it's not, you can do the $500,000. Medicaid benefits are maintained regardless of account balance. So it's really when SSI is a consideration is when you kind of have to watch your balances and make sure you're not going over there. But again, that is a huge savings from what you could save before. Before Texas Able, it's $2,000. That's it. Now it's the $100,000 or $15,000 a year. So just to keep in mind, an individual's own wages count as income for SSI determination purposes, even if they contribute that income to their ABLE account. So you can't work more to put more money into the ABLE account if you're on SSI. So the SSI determination in regards to work is still the same. That does not change, but you are able to put your funds in the ABLE account, your wages. So, but again, that doesn't change the amount that you're able to work. So please keep that in mind. So you can use the money in the ABLE account for qualified disability expenses. And those are expenses that relate to the individual's disability and are for the benefit of maintaining or improving his or her health, independence, or quality of life. Now that is a Texas ABLE law that was written. So that is that term. So basically, if it's an expense that relates to the individual's disability and for the benefit of maintaining or improving his or her health, independence, or quality of life. That's a very important thing to jot down. That is how you can spend your money in the account. It's for qualified disability expenses. Again, as long as you can tie it back to that individual's disability, it is a qualified disability expense. So it does include basic living expenses and not limited to expenses for items in which there is a medical necessity. So here are some examples of what the IRS gives us. So you can use the money in the account for education, housing, transportation, employment training and support, assistive technology and personnel support services, health prevention and wellness, financial management and administration services, legal fees, oversight and monitoring, and funeral and burial expenses. Again, these are not limited to these expenses. These are only examples. Again, if it relates to the individual's health, independence, or quality of life, it is a qualified disability expense. So before I move on, again, it's as long as you can tie it back to that disability, it's not limited to those things. You can actually use it for, like it mentions here, housing. There's only one stipulation in regards to housing. So if you use it for housing, you have to use it within the same month that you pull the money out. So if you're trying to pay for December's mortgage payment, you're going to want to pull that out in December because you can only use it in the same month. Unless you're paying your mortgage early, then that counts, but you can't have the money sitting in your account for over that time frame. And that's only in regards to housing, like rent, electricity, and garbage, those types of things. Strictly around housing is where you have that limitation. So there is a Medicaid payback provision. And what that is in the event that the beneficiary passes away, if they're on Medicaid, and only if they're on Medicaid, Medicaid can come and access the funds in the ABLE account from the date the ABLE account was open. So if you open the ABLE account today, they can access the funds in the ABLE account from today on. And those are monies that were paid to that individual or the beneficiary from, again, the date the ABLE account was open. So nothing before the ABLE account was open can be accessed. But You can use the money in the account for any outstanding bills, such as those qualified disabilities expenses. You can actually deduct Medicaid buy-in premiums that you paid, and then use it for funeral and burial expenses. So essentially, you can use the money in the account before they have access to those funds. So in the event that the beneficiary passes away, they do have that access to those funds. But you can, again, pay down the account with those expenses that you already have occurred. Again, that's from the date the ABLE account was opened. So it's called the Medicaid payback provision. So now, Texas ABLE is built by Texans, made for Texans, is created by Texas legislator, administered through the Texas Comptroller's office, my office. We actually launched in May of 2018, so we are fairly new. We do have a self-attestation online enrollment process, and what that means is there's no physical bank. Everything you need to do with Texas ABLE is online at texasable.org. So you can't go to a Wells Fargo or Chase and sign up for an ABLE account. The only place you can do it for is with the state through texasable.org. We do have online account management. I'll give you a little snapshots of that shortly. We do have a bilingual customer service team, which I'll give you the number to. And again, just as a reminder, the beneficiary must be a Texas resident. So here's a snapshot of what our website looks like. So you can enroll at texasable.org. It takes about 20 minutes. So it's a fairly easy process. A simple, intuitive platform. Again, we don't charge an enrollment fee, so there is no enrollment fee to sign up. But we do ask that you do put a $50 minimum to establish the account. And then if you're going to put any subsequent contributions, it needs to be at least $25. So there is no rule. You have to put in $25 a month. That's not a rule. You put in the money as you see fit. So if you have $50 this month, then you're more than welcome to start an account. And if you have, say you have more wages or you have more money in the future, you can definitely put that money in there whenever you choose. So we don't require a certain amount per month, but there is that $50 minimum to establish an account. Again, that's not a fee. That's just the $50 minimum to start it. The next step is just select your investment options. All of these investment options can be found on our website. There is 4 investment options at this time. There is going to be another one shortly. So please check out our website for that change. But right now there is a aggressive, moderate, and moderately conservative. So those are the 3 managed allocation options. And then there's that bank savings option. So the first three managed ones are similar to a 401k. You choose how you invest your money. Each one, you can actually go on to texasable.org and view how each one is performing and make your decision based on that information. Again, all of this is found on our website. So the total annual asset-based fees for investment options range from 0.25 to 0.65. So please see the program disclosure statement and participation agreement for information regarding investment risk, options, and fees. And you're definitely welcome to consult with an investment advisor. Again, I can't guide you on which one to choose because, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but you can find all the information online, see how it's doing, and make your decision from there, or consult an investment advisor. So here is a snapshot of what, when you're signing up, what it looks like. So you can see you have those 4 investment options, including the FDIC bank savings option. So you can choose one or a combination of the 4, and you can change the investment options up to twice a year as allowed by the Federal ABLE Act. So again, it's the ABLE Act that guides us on this. So we follow that law. Fees vary based on investment option, which I've already mentioned. You can find those on our website. Again, everything is found on that program disclosure statement, including limitations on number of times changes can be made. Again, just as a reminder, I know I'm talking fast because I typically do, but everything I'm telling you today can be found on our website, texasable.org. Like I said, it's fairly intuitive and it's easy to use. So it takes about 20 minutes to sign up. You can use the eligibility quiz to see if you're eligible. Again, you can use that physician's diagnosis. You do have to, again, have that disability by the age of 26. So that's just kind of a highlight of what I've already covered. So one great option with the Texas Able account is the online e-gifting tool. So it's an easy way for others to contribute. So anyone can put money into the account safely and securely. Family, friends, or even special needs trusts. You can create an e-gifting event from an account and send it to your friends or family via email. So say you have a birthday or a holiday, or maybe you're just saving up for a certain disability expense. You can, again, create that event and send it out to your friends and family. So you'll email them a link and a personalized message with instructions of how to contribute. Please keep in mind those contributions are subject to annual contribution limits and aggregate account limits. The beneficiary should monitor their account to ensure compliance with these limits. And what that basically means is that you're only able to save up to $15,000 per year. The ABLE account won't let you go over that. So you don't have to worry about going over on that avenue. Unless, again, you're employed. You can save up to $27,760. And again, up to $100,000 max if you're on SSI. The account doesn't stop you, so you can actually save more than that. So you can actually save up to $500,000, but just keep in mind that limit if SSI is consideration. So Texas Able, how to use your account. To make contributions, you can do personal or cashier's check, payroll deduction, electronic funds transfer or EFT. You can do an automatic contribution plan or ACH. You can actually roll over from another 529 college savings account or another ABLE program. So a little bit about that before I go on. So say you had an individual that set up an ABLE account for their child, and then they discovered that, or that child developed disabilities. That is where you can use that 529 college savings account and actually transfer it over to the Texas Able account and use it for its maximum potential. Don't let that money go to waste. If you've already set up a 529 college savings account, they're very similar. Just move it over to the Texas Able account where you can use it again for more things than just college. Or if you're moving out of state, you can actually transfer it to a different state. Please keep in mind that every state is different in regards to their investment options, and maybe some different, some have debit cards, some don't have debit cards, some accept out of state residents, some do not. So please just review each state's program to see which one is best for you. But you can transfer over. So say you're moving to Texas, you can just transfer that over. So you'll sign up for an account, and then you'll do an account rollover form. You'll have about 60 days to transfer that money over to the ABLE account, and where it won't be counted as a resource. And then you have an account with Texas ABLE. So it's fairly easy. So contributions, you can do, again, the online e-gifting tool, and then contributions from a special needs trust. So to withdraw your money. So we actually have online withdrawals. You can actually withdraw by check. It does take a little bit longer to do by check because it is, we do have to pull it out of that investment option that you chose and transfer it over and send you out a check and then through the mail. And so that does take some time. So I just like to make people aware of that. If you want it quicker, you can definitely withdraw by ACH. So you can transfer those funds to your personal bank electronically. So it definitely saves you a lot more time there. Or you can actually withdraw to ACH to a prepaid card that I'm going to tell you about shortly. So that you transfer those over electronically. So we do have that prepaid debit card. So a lot of people were asking for a prepaid debit card, and we just launched one a few months ago. So it's a, again, prepaid debit card made by US Bank. So it's a US Bank focus card. There is no enrollment fee, and it is optional, so you don't have to have it. But it is a great way to keep those funds in your account separate from your personal account, so you're not mixing them up and use them for non-qualified expenses. So, and it's easier to track your expenses and if you were to ever have to report that information to the IRS, or maybe the SSI or anything like that, you would have all that information on the US Bank. So it's a simple and fast way for Texas Stable account owners to access funds to pay for qualified disability expenses on the go or online. So again, it's a prepaid, reloadable prepaid debit card funded by ACH withdrawals from your Texas Stable account. It is optional. You can sign up for it anytime. But it can be used online or in stores anywhere that accept a Visa debit card. It's just like any other bank. You can view your balance and transaction history via the US Bank mobile app or online. And again, just as a reminder, there is no enrollment fee, so that's great news. Their only fees for them is just like any other debit card. If you happen to withdraw more than you have, or certain things like that, and you can find all that information on their website. So again, there's non-sufficient fund fees, of course, but it's just like any other. It shouldn't be that way because it is a prepaid debit card, so you shouldn't really go over. But maybe if a transaction hit at the wrong time, then you may incur those fees. But other than that, there is no enrollment fee to have that card. So it's a great option. So there are some important withdrawal considerations. So money in the ABLE account must be used for those non-qualified expenses. So just as a reminder, those are expenses that relate to the individual's health, independence, or quality of life. So that's a pretty broad range of things. So an example of a non-qualified withdrawal is if you pull money out for your friend's vacation or your friend's rent from the ABLE account, it is a non-qualified expense because you're using it not for that beneficiary, you're using it for someone else. So that money in the ABLE account must be used for that beneficiary and their individual's health, independence, or quality of life. So, but if you do happen to use the money in the ABLE account for a non-qualified expense, you are subject to income tax on any earnings, plus an additional 10% tax on those earnings. So the IRS does tax those earnings. So it is a tax advantage if you do happen to have any earnings. So it is a tax advantage. They don't charge you taxes on that unless you use it for non-qualified withdrawals. So it's very important for that designated beneficiary or the authorized legal representative to maintain proper documentation. So a great way I've already suggested is to have that prepaid debit card because it's easy to keep it separate. But if not, you can always pull that information from your bank or keep the receipts and things just like any other IRS thing. Excuse me. Sorry. Anyway, so the designated beneficiary is responsible for determining if a withdrawal is qualified or non-qualified, or for federal and state benefit tax consequences, and maintaining those necessary records. So now Texas ABLE managing your own account. You can view everything online. You can view your account details, including account balance, transaction history, and investment performance. Again, that's a little snapshot of what it would look like if you signed up. You can see the little drop downs and all the information there. Again, everything with Texas ABLE can be done online. You don't have to have, you don't have to go into a physical bank. We do have a great customer service team. But you can do withdrawals online. You can change your investment options, set up recurring contributions, upload those documents electronically, including that change in authorized legal representative or account rollover form. So again, everything is online. So Texas ABLE account fees. So just like any other investment program, there are fees. So there is a monthly account maintenance fee right now of $4 or $49 a year. So please keep in mind that please look for updates because the fee is being lowered to $3.50 very shortly. So just keep that in mind. So right now it's at $4 and we are dropping it to $3.50. So that's definitely some savings on your end. That information is found on our website, so we are updating that information as we go. And that should take effect very soon. So if you would like the program documents, you can definitely get those for electronically, and there is no fee. But if you want that paper copy of those program documents, we do charge a $10 fee. We do have a check processing fee for each withdrawal by check of $5. Again, that does take some time. And we do charge that fee. So you can, again, find all this fees on our website. And again, all of this information is found, again, on our website. So the $4 a month gives the account owner 2 withdrawals per month. Now, 2 withdrawals may not seem like a lot. However, we don't tell you how much money you can pull out of the account. So you'll need to make sure you're pulling out the money that you need for that month within those 2 withdrawals to avoid the $1 fee per month. I'm sorry, per withdrawal. So if you withdraw only 2 times, then there's no fee. But if you do charge withdrawal with a 3rd time or even more, each time you access that $1 fee. So it's just make sure you're budgeting for that month, and just if you need to, you're definitely welcome to withdraw more than 2 times a month, but you do incur that $1 fee after those 2 times. There are no fees for enrollment, rollovers from another ABLE program or 529 college savings account, or change in beneficiary or authorized legal representative. All right, so I'm going to skip the question and answer for just a moment. So some helpful resources. These can be found on our website under resources. So I'm just going to cover exactly what they are, and then you're welcome to go there and click on the links and read them. Some of the links you can change if you are bilingual. You can actually change to English or Spanish. So the first one is the Texas ABLE Act. That is the law behind the Texas ABLE Act. You could definitely read that. It's great information to tell you a little bit more about the program. Everything I'm telling you today is in that act. The next one is the Social Security Program Operations Manual System, what we call POMS. So that's basically how the Social Security's office, that's their guidance from their office in regards to ABLE accounts and how they treat them. So that kind of covers how it doesn't affect your benefits as long as you're using it for non-qualified, as long as you're using it for qualified disability expense, you do not risk those benefits. So that covers how the Social Security's office treats the ABLE accounts. The next one is the Medicare and Medicaid Services ABLE Guidance. So that's, again, their guidance on the ABLE accounts. The next one is the IRS Publication 907 on tax treatment of an ABLE account. And that kind of goes into a little bit more about the tax advantage of the account. If you were to have any earnings, you wouldn't have to pay a fee on those earnings, or as long as you're using it for non-qualified, I keep saying non-qualified disability expenses, and it covers all that information in that account. The last one is very important for first-time investors. As I mentioned before, the Texas ABLE account is a big game changer. So again, you could only save $2,000 before. This allows you to save up to $15,000 a year. So we do have a lot of first-time investors that aren't familiar with investing or like 401ks. So it's a good read to read the Texas State Securities Board Resources for Investors. It kind of goes into the ins and outs of investing for those first-time investors that are maybe not familiar. I like to give you all the good resources. So again, that's a great tool for you, but you're definitely welcome to seek a financial advisor's advice. So the next one is our customer service team's number. They are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Central Standard Time. And their email is customerservice@texasable.org. So you can email or call them. They are bilingual, and they're great for when you're either setting up your account or after you have already opened your account. They're great there to answer any questions that you might have. For outreach opportunities, including presentations and webinars, please give us a call or email us, or we're definitely available if you have any questions after today. Feel free to reach out to us. It's a very high level program, a lot of information. I talk fast. So if there's anything that maybe you would like to revisit, I'd definitely be happy to do that. Or if you'd like today's slides, you can definitely email texasable@cpa.texas.gov, and we can send you over the slides today that we have displayed for today. I also have some brochures and fact sheets if you'd like a copy of that. Feel free to either reach out to the customer service team or us. So there's that information. It is found on our website under Contact Us, so you can find it there as well. This link right here is, we no longer have for the presentations on our website, but I can email them to you. So feel free to reach out to me. This is the disclosure that, again, my lawyers asked us to put it up there because, like I've said many times, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't give you any advice on any financial benefit or investment advice. So we do display that. So do we have any questions? I know, again, I talk really fast, so if there's anything you need clarification on, just let me know. Is there a chat box? There's a chat box. Feel free to put those questions in there. I am available for a few more minutes. Like, again, if not, I'm going to keep that phone number up. You're welcome to give us a call or email us. Or if you'd like a copy of the presentations, feel free to email us. So let me move this around real quickly. And again, thank you for having me today. I appreciate you guys giving me the time to present on Texas Able. I think this chat is recorded, so you can definitely go back and watch it again. And you're definitely welcome to contact me. But please feel free to put your questions in the chat box. Oops. I'm gonna stay around until 4:30. So we got a question. Okay. That I don't know. How do you access the recording? That's a great question. Melanie, if you don't mind jumping on and helping me answer that question. I'm not hosting this one, so I don't have access to that. I think Melanie is recording it. And so, let's see. It's a great question. So I will find out. So I'll have that information hopefully shortly. Okay, perfect. So if you want to reach out to them for a copy of that, but if not, you can definitely reach out to me. Here's the email. If you'd like to have a copy of my presentations slides, I'd be happy to email them to you, and or have a separate call if you have any questions. Okay. Let me know if you have any more questions. Again, I'll stay here till 4:30 just in case y'all have any questions. And again, thank you for having me. I can go back and clarify anything you want. Now's the time. But again, you can reach out to me. There's my email, texasable@cpa.texas spelled out .gov. still 4 people here. If anybody would like to ask questions, please feel free. 2 people. But again, thank you for having me. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay. All right, so it's just me and Melanie. I'm going to go ahead and exit the chat. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And again, thank you for having me.